Hey there, folks. Welcome back to day 2 of our 30 Days of Faith ride. Y'all are champs for sticking with me. If you caught day 1, you know we kicked off with starting your day with God, my epic Tuesday meltdown. Complete with a flat tire and a dog that thinks my shoes are breakfast. We figured out a 10-second prayer hack that saved my sanity. Missed it? No sweat. Hit that replay button later, it's worth it. Today, we're cranking it up a notch. We're tackling why faith matters every morning, not just when life's a dumpster fire, but every darn day you roll out of bed. Picture this. Some mornings, you're a rock star, coffee's brewing, sun's shining, you're crushing it. Other days, you're hitting snooze like it's an Olympic sport, wondering if God's still on speed dial. Faith's your MVP either way. It's the secret sauce that keeps you from losing it when the alarm screams. We're diving deep for the next hour and a half. Think of it as your morning pep talk with a side of Jesus. I've got a cringe-worthy story about the time I ditched faith and paid the price. Some straight-up truth from Romans chapter 12 verse 2 about rewiring your brain. And real-deal tips to make faith your breakfast of champions. Now, don't panic. I'm not here to preach at you like some holier-than-thou guy. I'm a mess half the time myself. Spilled coffee's my spiritual gift. This is about why faith's not just a nice bonus, it's your lifeline. So, grab that mug, coffee, tea, heck, even OJ if that's your jam, kick back, and let's roll. Day 2's gonna show you why faith's the real MVP every morning. Buckle up, we're diving in. Alright, y'all, let's jump into the deep end. Why faith's the rock-solid foundation you need every morning. Day 1 got us started with how to kick things off with God. But today's about why that matters, and trust me, it's a game changer. Picture your morning like the first domino in a lineup. Tip it right, and the whole day falls into place. Tip it wrong, and it's chaos city, spilled coffee, late for work, you name it. Faith's that first domino. It's not just some fuzzy feeling or a Sunday-only gig. It's the real deal that sets your day straight. Buckle up, folks. We're digging into this with some straight-up wisdom from Romans chapter 12 verse 2 and a few reality checks from yours truly. So, why's faith the big kahuna every morning? Simple, it shapes everything. You wake up, and your brain's already running a million miles an hour. Did I forget that meeting? Is the dog gonna eat my socks again? Why's my coffee cold already? Life's a circus, and without faith, you're the clown juggling flaming torches with no net. But here's the kicker. Faith flips the script. Romans chapter 12 verse 2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." That's not just preacher talk, that's a battle plan. The world's pattern? Stress, hustle, scroll, till you're numb. Faith? It's hitting reset, rewiring your head before the circus even opens. Let's unpack that verse real quick. Renewing of your mind sounds fancy, right? But it's not rocket science. It's waking up and saying, okay, God, I'm not letting the world's craziness call the shots today. You're in charge. Think about it. You start your day with the news, wars, politics, some guy yelling about taxes, and bam, you're grumpy before your toast pops. Or you check Instagram, perfect lives, perfect abs, and suddenly you're a loser at 7 a.m. Faith says, nah, we're not playing that game. It's like putting on noise-canceling headphones. World's still loud, but you've got a different soundtrack. Why mornings, though? 'Cause that's when the battle starts. Folks, your mind's a blank slate, or a war zone, depending on the night before. Ever wake up with that pit in your stomach? Like the day's already out to get you? I have, too many times. Without faith, you're stuck in that pit, clawing your way out with caffeine and grit. But faith's your ladder. It's not that the pit disappears, bills still stack, kids still yell, but you've got a way up. Romans chapter 12. 2's telling us, start with faith, and your mind gets a makeover. You're not a victim of the day, you're ready to roll with it. Let's get real for a sec. I'm not some saint floating on a cloud here. I've had mornings where faith was the last thing on my radar. Like, God who? I've got emails to answer and a dog to wrestle. But here's what I've learned. Those days, they tank. I'm snappy, scattered, and by noon, I'm Googling how to survive Monday, like it's a secret code. Faith's not optional, it's oxygen. You don't notice it till it's gone. And then you're gasping. Starting with it, it's like a deep breath before the plunge. Now, check this out. Faith's not just about you, it's about the ripple. You wake up, lean into God, and suddenly you're not barking at your spouse over the toothpaste cap. Your kid spills juice, you shrug instead of snapping. That's faith doing its thing, rewiring you so the world gets a better version of you. Ever notice how a bad morning vibe follows you like a cloud? Faith's your umbrella, doesn't stop the rain, but keeps you dry. Let's swing back to Romans chapter 12 verse 2, be transformed. That's not a one and done deal, it's daily. Every morning's a shot to ditch the world's playbook and grab God's. The world says, hustle till you drop. God says, trust me first. Big difference, right? In America, we're wired for hustle, get up, grind, win. I love a good grind, don't get me wrong, but without faith, it's a treadmill to nowhere. Faith's the fuel that turns hustle into purpose. Here's a practical angle. Mornings are your power hour. Ever hear that, win the morning, win the day, line? It's cheesy, but it's true, except faith's the real win. You don't have to slay dragons before breakfast, just start with God. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, God, I'm yours today. That's it. Suddenly, the meeting's not a monster. The traffic's just cars, and you're not losing your mind over a cold shower. Faith's your anchor, keeps you from drifting into crazy town. Why else? 'Cause the enemy doesn't sleep. Yeah, I went there. Spiritual warfare's real. Folks, Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12. Our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the powers of this dark world. That fight starts at dawn. The devil's not chilling with a latte, he's tossing doubt, stress, and that snooze button your way. Faith's your shield. You wake up, pray, and bam, you're armed. No faith, you're swinging blind. And trust me, I've taken punches that way. Let's flip it positive. Faith's not just defense, it's offense. It's waking up and saying, God, let's do something today. It's not passive, it's bold. Romans chapter 12. 2's transformation isn't shrinking back, it's stepping up. Ever had a day where you felt unstoppable? Not 'cause everything clicked, but 'cause you knew who's got your back. That's faith, firing you up before the coffee even kicks in. One more thing, it's personal. Faith's not a cookie cutter deal. Your morning's different from mine. Maybe you're a night owl fighting the sunrise. Maybe you're a mom juggling kids. Doesn't matter, faith fits. It's not about rules, it's about relationship. God, I'm a mess, help me. That's faith. God, today's big, lead me. That's faith too. It's your lifeline, custom made every morning. So, wrap your head around this. Faith's your foundation 'cause it's where your day gets built. No faith, and you're stacking bricks on sand. Good luck with that. With faith, you're on rock, storms come, but you're standing. Matthew chapter 7 verse 24. The wise man built his house on the rock. That's you, every morning, if you choose it. Next up, I've got a story about a faithless flop that'll make you laugh or cringe. Stick with me. This is just the start. Alright, folks, time to get personal. Y'all ready for a front row seat to my epic faceplant? We've been talking big about faith being your morning foundation, but let's bring it home with a story. This one's from a few weeks back, an all-American disaster of a morning where I ditched faith like it was last season's skinny jeans. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well. But don't worry, I'll flip it around with a faith-filled redo to show you why this stuff matters. Grab your popcorn, or your coffee. We're not fancy here, and let's roll. It was a Wednesday, hump day, right? I woke up to my alarm blaring like a foghorn. 6 a.m. sharp, and my first thought wasn't, good morning, God. It was, why is the universe out to get me? The night before, I'd stayed up binging some dumb show, don't judge me. We've all been there, and I was running on fumes. My phone buzzed, 3 emails from work, all marked, urgent, and my kid's school texted about a bake sale I forgot to prep for. Oh, and the cherry on top? The power flickered overnight, so my coffee maker was dead. Welcome to my nightmare, population. Me. Now, normally I'd hit pause, pray, get my head straight, you know. That day one vibe, but not this time. Nah, I was too cool for that. I figured, I've got this. Faith can wait till Sunday. Big mistake, folks. Huge. I stumbled out of bed, tripped over the dog, sorry, buddy, and made it to the kitchen in full grumpy cat mode. My wife, bless her, said, "Rough night?" I just growled, actual growl, like a bear with a hangover. She backed off. Smart woman. First stop. Coffee, or lack thereof. Dead machine. No brew. Just me staring at the counter like it owed me money. I grabbed instant coffee, disgusting. But desperate times, right? Burned my tongue on the first sip. Cursed loud enough to wake the neighbors. And kicked the fridge for good measure. Faith? Nowhere in sight. I was running this show solo. And it was a train wreck already. Next up, work. Those urgent emails? My boss needed a project update by 9 a.m. It was 6:30. And I hadn't even started. I plopped at my desk. Laptop half dead from no charge, thanks. Power outage, and my brain was mush. No prayer, no, God, help me focuses, just me. Swearing at the screen like it was personal. My kid wandered in. Dad, where's my bake sale stuff? I snapped. Ask your mom. Real dad of the year move there. Guilt hit, but I shoved it down. Faith could have pulled me out, but I was too busy drowning. Then the car, oh man. The car. I hustled out to drive my kid to school. No cupcakes, by the way. Just a bag of stale cookies I found in the pantry. Batteries dead, dead as a doornail. I'm standing there, 7:15 a.m., in my driveway, yelling at a hunk of metal like it's gonna apologize. Neighbor walks by, gives me that, "You okay? Dude? Look, I'm not okay. I'm a hot mess with no faith to lean on." By 8 a.m., I'm back inside, Uber on the way for my kid. Laptop still choking, and I'm one meltdown away from calling it quits. No bake sale goods, no coffee, no car, no project update, nothing. I'd ditched faith, thinking I could muscle through, and it was like trying to run a marathon with no legs. Ever been there, where you're swinging at life with no backup, and it keeps punching back? That was me. Zero faith. 100% flop. Now, let's flip the script. Same Wednesday. Different vibe. Rewind a couple weeks later. Same setup. Late night. Urgent emails. Bake sale drama. Power outage. Alarm hits. I'm groggy. But this time, I don't roll over and curse the day. I hit pause. Right there. Bleary-eyed. I mutter, "God, I'm toast already. Help me out." No choir of angels. Just a quick breath. Day one style. Breathe. Thank. Ask. Thanks for this crazy life. Show me the way. Takes 15 seconds. Tops. Game on. Kitchen still a bust. No coffee maker. Same instant junk. But this time, I laugh. Well, God, at least I've got something. Sip it slow. No burned tongue. No fridge kicking tantrum. Wife says, "Rough night?" I grin. Yeah, but we're good. Faith's in the driver's seat now, not me, and it's a smoother ride already. Work? Those emails are still screaming. But I pray again. God, I'm drowning. Focus me. Laptop's half dead, but I plug it in. Start typing. Kid pops in. Bake sale? I say, let's raid the pantry. Stale cookies are still cookies. Right? We laugh. Toss some sprinkles on him. Boom. Bake sale heroes. Faith's not fixing the chaos, it's keeping me sane in it. The car? Still dead. Faith's not a mechanic. But I call AAA. Chill while they jump it. Drop my kid off with her fancy stale cookies. And wave at the neighbor like a normal human. Back home. Project's done by 9, barely. But it's sent. Boss doesn't care it's rough around the edges. I'm alive. And that's a win. Here's the deal. Same morning. 2 versions. No faith? I'm a grumpy, yelling mess. 0 points. With faith? I'm not Superman. But I'm not a train wreck either. Why? 'Cause faith's my lifeline. It's not about perfect days. It's about keeping my head above water. That first morning, I was flying solo. And I crashed hard. Second time, I leaned on God, messy. Simple prayers, and I landed on my feet. Ever had a day like that? No faith, and you're toast by 10 a.m.? Or maybe you've felt it. The difference when you start with God. Even half asleep? That's my story, folks. Proof faith matters. It's not magic, it's muscle. You flex it every morning. And it carries you. Next up, we'll hit the Bible hard. Romans chapter 12 verse 2 and more, to see why God's all about this. Stay with me. This ride's just heating up. Alright, y'all, we're rolling into the meat of this thing. Time to crack open the good book and see what it's got to say about starting your mornings with faith. You just heard my Wednesday meltdown, and the faith-fueled redo. So now let's back it up with some heavy hitters from Scripture. We're digging into Romans chapter 12 verse 2 and Psalm chapter 5 verse 3. Two verses that slap you awake better than a double espresso. This isn't about dry theology or preacher vibes. It's God's playbook for why faith's your morning MVP. Buckle up, folks. We're about to get Bible bombed in the best way possible. Let's start with Romans chapter 12 verse 2. Paul's dropping truth bombs here. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing and perfect will. Man, that's a mic drop moment. Paul's not messing around. He's saying the world's got a game plan. And it's a hot mess. You wake up, and bam, stress, noise, that TikTok scroll that sucks your soul dry. Conformity's easy, just roll with it. Right? Wrong. Faith says, nah, we're rewriting the script. What's renewing your mind mean? It's not some self-help guru trick, it's a God-sized reset. Picture your brain like a phone bogged down with junk apps, lagging, crashing, notifications popping like crazy. Morning faith's the factory reset. Wipe the slate. Start fresh. You're not letting the world's garbage dictate your day. You're plugging into God's signal. Ever wake up already stressed about stuff that hasn't even happened? That's the world's pattern. Faith flips it. God, you're running this show. Clear my head. Paul's not done. He ties it to God's will. That test and approve part? It's like getting a GPS for your day. Without faith, you're stumbling blind. Should I take that call? Yell at the dog? Quit my job? Faith tunes you in. Okay. God, what's the move? It's not that every choice gets a neon sign, but you're synced up. Mornings are prime time for that sync. Before the inbox explodes or the kids start World War cereal. Romans chapter 12. Choose your wake-up call. Faith transforms you. One morning at a time. Now, let's hop over to Psalm chapter 5 verse 3. David's in the house. And he's got feelings. In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly. Boom. David's not just sipping his ancient coffee, he's pouring his heart out to God. This guy's a king. Wars, drama, runaway sons, and he's still like, morning's my God time. Why? 'Cause he knows faith's his lifeline. Without it, he's toast against Saul or whatever's chasing him that day. In the morning, he says it twice. Folks, that's not an oopsie, that's on purpose. David's setting the vibe, before the battles, before the chaos. Faith comes first. Ever notice how he's waiting expectantly? That's not twiddling thumbs, it's trusting God's got an answer. Picture it. You wake up, groggy, maybe grumpy, me on Wednesday, right? And instead of spiraling, you say, God, here's my mess, I'm waiting on you. That's faith with swagger, knowing he's listening before the sun's even up. Why's this duo, Romans and Psalm, such a tag team? Romans chapter 12. Choose your brain reset, ditch the world. Grab God's plan. Psalm chapter 5. Freeze your heart reset, lay it out. Trust he's got you. Together, they're your morning power combo. One's telling you why faith matters, transformation. The other showing you how, talk to God. Expect big. Ever tried that? Waking up and just unloading. God, I'm stressed, broke, whatever. Fix it. That's David's move, and it works. Let's get practical. Scripture's not just pretty words, it's street smart. Romans chapter 12. 2 saying don't let the world punk you out. You know how mornings hit in America, news blasting doom. Ads screaming buy this now. Your phone buzzing like a beehive. Faith's your shield. Nope. I'm not buying that chaos today. Psalm chapter 5. Freeze your sword, God. Here's my day, you handle it. Ever feel like life's a tug of war? Faith's your anchor, plant it first thing. And you're not getting dragged. David's not some old school relic either, he's us. Running from Saul? That's your Monday deadline. Betrayed by buddies? That's your drama at work. He's saying, I don't care how bad it gets, morning's my shot to lean on God. Ever had a day where you're barely hanging on? Faith's your rope. Psalm chapter 5. 3's proof it's been battle tested. I mean, if David can do it in a cave with no Wi-Fi, we've got no excuses, right? Back to Romans, transformed. That's not a glow up for Instagram, it's gritty. Real change. You wake up, pray, and maybe you don't snap at your spouse over the dishes. Maybe you don't road rage at that guy who cut you off. Faith's rewiring you. Little shifts that stack up. Ever notice how one good morning can snowball? That's Paul's point. Start with God, and the day bends his way. Why mornings again? 'Cause the Bible's obsessed with him. New mercies every morning. Lamentations chapter 3 verse 23. Jesus prayed at dawn. Mark chapter 1 verse 35. It's not random, it's strategy. The enemy's not napping, he's tossing curveballs before your eyes open. Faith's your fastball, smack him back. Ever skip it and feel off all day? That's not coincidence, that's scripture playing out. Let's tie it up. Romans chapter 12 verse 2 and Psalm chapter 5 verse 3 aren't just verses, they're your morning marching orders. Paul's yelling, don't let the world win, renew your mind. David's whispering, God's listening, start talking. Together, they're shouting. Faith matters 'cause it's your edge. Next, we'll hit how to make this real, no fluff. Just stuff that sticks. Stay tuned. This Bible party's just getting started. Alright, y'all, we've hit the jackpot. Time to take all this faith talk and put some rubber on the road. We've unpacked why faith matters, survived my Wednesday flop, and got a Bible smackdown with Romans chapter 12 verse 2 and Psalm chapter 5 verse 3. Now it's go time. How do you actually make this stick every morning? I'm not tossing you some pie in the sky preacher plan here. This is boots on the ground. Real life stuff. We're talking 2 big hitters. Reading the word and praying it out. Plus a 7-day challenge to lock it in. Grab your coffee, or your instant sludge if you're me, and let's roll up our sleeves. First up, read the word. I know, Bible in the morning? I can barely find my socks. Trust me, I get it. Mornings are a circus. But here's the deal. Scripture's your power up. Joshua chapter 1 verse 8 says, keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night. Day and night starts at dawn. Folks, you don't need a PhD or a monk robe. Just crack it open. 5 minutes, 1 verse, whatever you've got. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. How's it work? Picture this. You stumble out of bed, groggy as a bear in January. Instead of doom scrolling the news, wars, gas prices, celebrity drama, you flip to Psalm chapter 5 verse 3. In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. Bam, 5 seconds, and you're plugged into God. Ever try it? It's like a jolt of spiritual caffeine, no jitters. Just juice. That Wednesday redo I told you about? I grabbed Romans chapter 12 verse 2 off my phone. Renew your mind, and it was like a reset button. Didn't fix the car, but it fixed me. What do you read? Easy, start small. Psalm chapter 23. The Lord's my shepherd, calms the crazy. Or John chapter 16 verse 33. I have overcome the world, boom. Jesus dropping mic. Don't overthink it, pick a verse. Chew on it. No Bible handy? Google it, YouVersion it, whatever. Point is, get it in you. Ever notice how one line can stick all day? That's faith fuel, burns slow, keeps you running. Next, pray it out. You've got the word, now talk it back to God. Doesn't have to be Shakespeare, keep it real. God, Psalm chapter 5 verse 3 says you hear me, cool. I'm here, help me not lose it today. That's it, 10 seconds. Or lean into Romans chapter 12 verse 2, Lord, renew my mind. I'm a mess without you. It's not a script, it's a convo. Ever talk to a buddy over coffee? Same vibe, except this buddy's running the universe. Let's break it down. Morning's chaos. Right? Alarms screaming, dogs barking, kids are staging a serial rebellion. You snag 5 minutes, or 30 seconds if you're lucky. Step 1. Read. Flip to Psalm chapter 118 verse 24. This is the day the Lord has made. Step 2. Pray. God, you made this day. help me not wreck it. Done. You're not dodging the chaos, you're arming up for it. That's faith, flexed and ready. Why both? 'Cause they're a tag team. Reading's your ammo, loads you up with truth. Prayer's your trigger, fires it into your day. Ever try one without the other? Reading alone's like stockpiling bullets but no gun. Praying without scripture's like shooting blanks. Together, you're locked and loaded. My Wednesday redo? I read Romans, prayed it, God, transform me, and suddenly stale cookies weren't a crisis. How do you start? Keep it dumb simple. I'm no morning genius here. Day 1 vibe, breathe, thank, ask, add a verse. Wake up, breathe deep, okay, I'm alive. Grab your phone. Psalm chapter 23, thanks. God, you're my shepherd. Then, lead me, I'm clueless. Takes 2 minutes, tops. Ever miss it and feel off? That's me without coffee, shaky, cranky. Faith's the same, skip it. And you're running on empty. Let's get gritty, some mornings suck. Power's out, kids sick, you're late. 5 minutes? Huh. Try 5 seconds. God, John chapter 16 verse 33, you've overcome this crap. Help, that counts. Faith's not about perfect quiet time, it's about showing up. I've prayed in the shower, car, even mid-dog wrestle, works anywhere. Ever tried that? Sneaking God into the mess? It's not pretty, but it's real. Why mornings again? 'Cause scripture's obsessed. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16. All scripture is God-breathed, useful for teaching. That breath hits best at dawn, before the world drowns it out. Jesus did it. Mark chapter 1 verse 35. Up before sunrise, praying. If the Son of God's on it, I'm not arguing. Ever wonder why he didn't sleep in? 'Cause mornings are prime, faith's got first dibs. Here's the challenge, 7 days. Starting tomorrow, day 1. Read Psalm chapter 5 verse 3. Pray it, you hear me. God, cool. Day 2. Romans chapter 12 verse 2, renew my mind. Lord, 5 minutes, or 30 seconds if you're swamped. Jot it down, day 1. Read, prayed, didn't yell at the dog. By day 7, it's muscle memory, you're hooked. Ever stick with something a week and see it click? That's this. Faith grows fast when you feed it. What if you flop? No sweat, I've bombed too. Day 3, forgot, scrolled X instead, grumpy all day. Pick it back up, God's not keeping score. Point is, try, 7 days. Read a verse. Pray a line, maybe you'll feel peace by day 4. Focus by day 6. Ever give something a shot and surprise yourself? That's you. Next week, if you roll with it. Let's paint it, day 1. You're half dead, phone's buzzing. Read Psalm chapter 23. Pray, shepherd me, God, you're calmer at work. Day 2. Kids screaming. Romans chapter 12 verse 2. Renew me, you don't snap. Day 7. It's habit. You're rocking faith like a pro. That's how it builds, small, scrappy, real. Why's this work? 'Cause God's in it. Hebrews chapter 4 verse 12. The word of God is alive and active. It's not dead ink, it's dynamite. Pair it with prayer, and you're lit. Ever feel a verse hit you like a ton of bricks? That's faith waking you up. No Red Bull needed. Wrap it up. Read. Pray. 7 days. It's your toolkit. Fits your chaos. Your commute. Your coffee less mornings. My Wednesday redo? Psalm and a prayer turned a flop into a win. You don't need quiet, just guts. Next, we'll tie this all together. Stay with me. We're closing strong. Well, folks, we've made it. Day 2's in the bag. Give yourselves a high five. 'Cause we just powered through why faith matters every morning like champs. Over the last hour and a half, we've been all over the map. Why faith's your morning rock. That Wednesday train wreck of mine where I ditched it and ate dirt. Some hardcore Bible truth from Romans chapter 12 verse 2 and Psalm chapter 5 verse 3. And a down and dirty plan to lock it in with reading and praying. If you're still here, props to you. You're tougher than my instant coffee sludge. Let's wrap this up with a bang and send you off ready to roll. So, quick rewind. Why does faith matter every morning? It's your foundation, plain and simple. Day 1 got us praying in the chaos, God, help me, and today, we cranked it up. Faith's not just a nice to have, it's your lifeline. Romans chapter 12 verse 2. Renew your mind. That's your reset button when the world's screaming. Psalm chapter 5 verse 3. You hear my voice. That's your hotline to God before the circus starts. My Wednesday flop? Proof you crash without it. Grumpy dad. Dead car. Zero chill. The redo? Faith turned stale cookies into gold. Here's the biggie. Faith's not about nailing some perfect sunrise vibe. It's about showing up. You don't need a quiet cabin or a halo, just you. Bleary-eyed, saying, God, let's do this. That's what Paul's driving at. Don't let the world punk you out. Transform your headspace. David's on it too. Morning's your shot to unload and trust. Together, they're yelling. Faith's your edge. Every dang day. Then we got practical. Read a verse. Pray it out. 7-day challenge. It's scrappy. It's real. And it works. What's next? You guessed it. Start tomorrow. Grab that Bible. Or your phone if you're fancy. Hit Psalm chapter 5 verse 3. In the morning. Lord, you hear me. Pray it. God, I'm here. Help. Takes 20 seconds. Tops. Or Romans chapter 12 verse 2. Renew my mind. Lord. Boom. You're in. That's your day 1 of 7. Stick with it. Maybe day 3. You're less of a bear. Day 7. You're feeling it. Ever kick off something small and watch it grow? That's faith. Plant it. Water it. Watch it bloom. Don't freak if you flop. I'm the king of flops. Remember Wednesday? No faith. And I was toast by 8 a.m. Point is. Bounce back. No judgment. Just Jesus. 7 days. Read. Pray. See what sticks. Leave a comment. Day 1. Prayed. Didn't kill the alarm clock. I'm reading every one. I swear. Let's do this together. Hit subscribe too. Day 3's coming. And we're not slowing down. Why's this worth it? 'Cause mornings set the tone. Faith flips it from, to, alright. I've got this. Ever had a day where you're just on, not perfect, but steady? That's faith kicking in. My redo Wednesday wasn't Hollywood. I didn't win the lottery, but I didn't lose my soul either. You don't need fireworks, just a spark. That's what these 30 days are about, one spark at a time. Building a fire. Let's get real. Some of you are like, cool story, but I'm swamped. I hear ya. Life's a meat grinder. Kids, jobs, that dog chewing your couch. Faith fits in the cracks. 10 seconds in the shower. God, I'm alive. Thanks. 5 minutes at the kitchen counter. Lord, led me. It's not about time, it's about turning to Him. Ever sneak a prayer mid-chaos and feel it shift? That's God showing up. He's not waiting for you to get it perfect. One more Bible nugget. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. Faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. That's your morning jam. Hope before the mess. Assurance when you're blind. Pair it with Romans and Psalm. And you're golden, confident. Renewed, heard. Faith's not a chore. It's a cheat code. Unlocks peace when you're frazzled. Purpose when you're lost. Here's my last push. Tomorrow. Do it. Read something. Psalm chapter 23 if you're stuck. Pray something. God, I'm here. Then watch. Maybe you don't flip out at traffic. Maybe you smile at your kid's cereal art. That's faith. Creeping in. Changing you. Day 3's next. Finding peace before the chaos. We're digging deeper. So don't bail now. Bring your coffee. You're crazy. Your heart. We're in this together. Thanks for hanging out. You could have binged Netflix. But you're here. Chasing faith with me. That's no small potatoes. You're hungry for more. And I'm pumped to keep this rolling. Sleep tight tonight. No tomorrow's got a spark waiting. Hit me up in the comments. Tell me how it goes. Day 2's done. Day 3's calling. Let's keep the faith train chugging. See y'all soon. God bless. Y'all.